Welcome to the virtual race brief for the Ultra Wales 50 mile ultramarathon. My name is Wayne Drinkwater and I am the event director at GB Ultras, and today we're just going to cover some of the key points that you may need to know for the race itself. The start venue for the event is at Coed-y-Brenin Visitor Centre. There is a dedicated pay and display car park available. Please follow the signage as you enter the car park. Race registration is available on the Friday prior to the event at 5:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. Or alternatively, you can collect your bib number and your GB race tracker from the event team at race registration on a Saturday morning of the event from 4:15 a.m. up until 5:30 a.m. If you have pre-ordered one of the GB Ultras technical t-shirts for the event, you can pick that up at race registration along with having a look at the other merchandise that we have available. When you collect your GB race tracker at race registration on the Saturday morning of the event, it is already switched on, so all you have to do is securely fasten it to the pack. There is a Velcro fastener on the rear of the tracker that allows you to securely fasten the tracker to your shoulder strap or the back of your pack. Please note that the tracking is updated at 2-minute intervals, providing there is signal, and sometimes the signal in the Snowdonia Mountains is limited. Please ensure that you hand your tracker back to the event team at the finish line of the event. Alternatively, if you decide not to continue during the race, please ensure that you hand your tracker back to the event team at a checkpoint. The GPX is available to download off the GB Ultras website for the event. Please note that the GPX is only a guide, and on occasion your watch or GPS device may drop points off the GPX due to the size of the file when uploaded to Outdoor Active or your GPS device. The race starts at 6 a.m. sharp. We reserve the right to delay the event start as our final event checks take place. Route markings for the event itself, we will be utilising laminated signs as well as red biodegradable tape to help keep you on the route during the race. On the high ground of the race, you won't find race markers. You'll find our mountain teams which have been deployed and will be in position just to help you stay on the route, and also just in case you need support when you're up there. We'll be identifiable because we'll be wearing high-vis vests. You'll only find race markers on the lower ground of the race up to checkpoint 2. Checkpoint locations for the Ultra Wales 50 mile. Please note locations are approximate miles and may be subject to diversions. Checkpoint 1 is at 10 miles into the race, and that's at Dolgellau. Toilet facilities are nearby and support teams are welcome. Checkpoint 2 is at 16 miles, and that's at Cadair Idris car park. There are toilet facilities there as well, and support teams are welcome, but there is pay and display. Checkpoint 3 is at approximately 22 miles into the race, and that's at Tynant campsite. Toilet facilities are inside the Snowdonia National Park car park prior to reaching a checkpoint. Support teams are also welcome at the checkpoint, providing they park at the Snowdonia National Park car park. Checkpoint 4 is at 30 miles into the race, and that's an indoor checkpoint at the Dragon Theatre. There are toilet facilities there and support teams are welcome. Checkpoint 5 is at 39 miles into the race, and that's at Pont-Skevin. There are no support teams access to that checkpoint. Checkpoint 6 is at 45 miles, and that is at Dolgellau. No support teams are permitted at that checkpoint. And the finish line of the event is at Coed-y-Brenin Visitor Centre, where the event team will be waiting to welcome you there. Each of the checkpoint locations will have a range of food to choose from as well as hydration. Each of the indoor checkpoints will also have hot food and hot drinks available too. Please respect any support crew restrictions that we might have in place. We might say that there is limited parking at a certain checkpoint, which means that support crews are not permitted. If there are diversions in the lead up to the race, we will let participants know via email and issue a new GPX for the race. The diversions sometimes are essential works deemed necessary by the local authority or the landowner. It is out of our hands, but we will ensure that a diversion is suitably marked if needed. No paces are permitted for the 50-mile event. This is to ensure that it is equal and fair for all participants who are entered into the event. A pacer is somebody who you have arranged to meet you on the route and agreed to run a section with you. That is not permitted. You are also not permitted to have anybody else carry your mandatory kit throughout the event. In the lead up to the race, please ensure that you look over the mandatory kit video, which has been done by one of the race director team, Laura Yates. The mandatory kit is the minimum standard kit that you must carry for the race itself. If you want to carry anything extra, by all means feel free to do so, such as a first aid kit. This is the minimum standard kit, the safety kit that we need you to carry at all times during the ultramarathon. The weather conditions can change quite rapidly, particularly in the mountains during the race, so please bear that in mind. This is why the mandatory kit is there, because there may be changing conditions in the lead up to the race or during the race. There may be a poor weather forecast for race day. If this is the case, we may well add extra mandatory kit to the kit list, such as waterproof trousers a warm hat and gloves. In the event of severe weather during one of our mountain races, we have dedicated mountain teams in place, so we may well action a low-level route prior to the race start or during the race by the mountain teams. During the race, there will be random kit checks and also potentially at the finish line. If you are found not to be carrying the mandatory kit, you could be disqualified or there may well be time penalties imposed. Please follow the countryside code throughout the event and share the trail with other users as they have as much right to be there on the trail as you do. Please close gates after you, particularly through farmland. Not doing so will impact us gaining race permissions the following year. It's important that we all play our part to respect the environment that we're in. During an ultramarathon, you'll be eating on the move. Any litter from any snacks that you have during the race, please make sure that it's secure in a dedicated pocket in your pack. If you're using that pocket for anything else, maybe your mobile phone, please make sure that you don't accidentally drop any litter out of your pack when you take your phone out. Ideally, use a dedicated area of your pack. Make sure that when you come into a checkpoint that you unload all of your litter so it reduces the risk of any litter going on the route. This leads on to the emergency instructions for the event. If there is a minor injury, please let a checkpoint, a race marshal or race HQ know. Only in emergency where there is a risk to life or limb, please follow these instructions. Number 1, put on any spare clothing and use your foil blanket to keep warm. Number 2, trigger the SOS button on the front of your tracker. On the front of the tracker, just underneath the race tracker logo, there is an SOS button. Hold it down for approximately 3 seconds and that will alert Race HQ that there's an emergency. Please note this is no substitute to speaking to Race HQ on the phone. Number 3, if there is a risk to life or limb and you are at a checkpoint, please call 999 and ask for an ambulance. If there is a risk to life or limb and you're on the mountains, then please call 999 and ask for the police and mountain rescue. Number 4, inform Race HQ by calling the numbers for Race HQ that should be saved in your phone. Number 5, attract the attention of fellow participants or passers-by by using your whistle or shouting. If you have any questions in the lead up to the race, please don't hesitate to send us an email at events@gbultras.com. If it is race week, we can't guarantee a reply. This completes the virtual race brief for the Ultra Wales 50 mile event. Thanks so much for watching and we'll look forward to seeing you in Wales.